Most people don't fall behind financially because they're lazy. They fall behind because they're focused on the wrong things. To truly get ahead, there are a few specific decisions that matter way more than anything else combined. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 things that will actually move the needle for your net worth. But before we jump in, comment down below. What do you feel is holding you back the most right now? Is it your income, your spending, your investing strategy, or do you just not know what the next move is? Let me know in the comments. The very first thing you have to do is get control of your cash flow. You cannot optimize anything in your life without clarity. You need to know exactly how much is coming in and exactly how much is going out. But the reality is that most people have no idea where their money goes in and month out. I get it. It's scary to look at the numbers. But sometimes it even happens to me. I'll look at my bank account and think, wait, what is this charge? While trying to remember some random purchase from weeks ago. But you cannot make confident decisions if your money feels random. You don't need some extreme soul-crushing budget. You just need to focus 30 to 60 days of awareness. Just start tracking your spending for a couple of months and identify your fixed expenses and flexible expenses. And most importantly, what leaks out of your account without you knowing. You already know your rent and your internet bill, so get on top of those fixed first. Then instead of setting hard restrictions that you'll end up breaking, create soft rules. If you realize you're spending $150 on takeout when you thought it was $50, don't cut yourself off completely. Just try to limit it once or twice a week. I was hitting the gas station or drugstore every day after work for snacks. It was small, but those $5 and $7 charges add up fast. Once I focused on those little purchases, I started saving money. Second, you need to build a financial buffer before you take any risks. You need stability before you can get aggressive. If you're constantly stressed about money, it's hard to stay consistent with your strategy. A solid emergency fund prevents you from panic selling your stocks or relying on high interest credit cards when things go wrong. Start smart. Start very small. Just try to save $500 first as a cushion, then work towards 1 month of expenses. Keep this money boring and liquid in your own separate account. Also, it needs to be in your own bucket, not mixed with your other checking accounts, so you can actually see the progress. I'm speaking from real life experiences. I'm glad I had this buffer a few months ago when I had around $600 in car repairs popped up out of nowhere. Because I had that cash set aside, I wasn't stressed and I didn't have to sell my stocks to cover it. Now say if you didn't have this money, I would have to rely on credit card and pile up credit card debt, which would eventually ruin everything. Or would I have to sell my investments just to pay? A buffer buys you time, and time buys you options. The third move is to invest consistently. Even if the amount feels tiny, in the long run, momentum matters way more than perfection. Don't wait until you feel ready or until the market crashes. Investing even $25 a week to start is okay. Once you see that balance hit $100 or $500 and you start growing it on its own, you'll be motivated more than ever to find even more ways to put money inside. The market uncertainty is not a reason to sit out. Time in the market beats time in the market every single time. The easiest way to do this is to automate your contributions so the money is gone before you can spend it. I would personally just keep it simple by just buying shares of the S&P 500, like VOO, and ignoring the fluctuation in price. Over a 20 to 30 year period, one bad week doesn't matter, so focus on the habit, not the noise. Fourth thing you have to do is you have to be very intentional with lifestyle upgrades. Every big purchase comes with an opportunity cost. If you drop $50,000 on a new car, you're losing out on what that money could have compounded into for 30 years. Lifestyle creep happens quietly as you get raises and promotions, but those small increases in spending can result in years of delayed retirement. Think of it this way. Every dollar you invest today is buying you time in the back end so you can eventually have the option to quit your job or if you decide to keep working, you can do that too. Don't let social pressure dictate your life. If people roast you or make fun of you for driving a used car, who cares? They have an $800, $1,000, $300 car payment, and you don't. You're saving 10 grand a year that they're wasting. I used to use my mom's old car for the longest, and even though people made fun of me, it was paid off and it worked. Now that I got my own job and I got my money, I purchased my own car, a used car also, and then I'm still have that same car to this day. If you want an upgrade, try the 1 month delay rule. Ask yourself if it actually improves your life or are you just seeking approval. Some upgrades are worth it. Like when I finally bought a better laptop to speed up my video editing, but you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. Finally, simplify your financial system so you can actually stick with it. Complexity leads to burnout and decision fatigue. You don't need a brokerage account at 5 different companies. Keep everything in one place. I had a coworker once who had multiple accounts and the taxes were all over the place. It was a total nightmare for him. He wasn't consistent because he made his life harder than it needed to be. Your system should reduce the thinking required, not increase it. Use fewer accounts and set up automatic transfers. I learned this the hard way. When I first started my Roth IRA, I had around 8 to 10 stocks. It was very hard to keep track and frightening to see the stocks tank 15%, 20%. And I eventually sold some, specifically the single stocks like Apple and Amazon, and went all in just 3 ETFs, which I currently still have to this day. And that totally made my life so much easier. The three things we talked about was to get control of your cash flow, budgeting to create a financial buffer, and also having an emergency fund. Third, to invest consistently, starting small and gradually increasing, not falling into lifestyle inflation. And finally, we ended with why you should simplify your systems. So that it is for me. If you find this helpful, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.